wish good things to you who's watching this. I am Alexey, and I'll be glad to be back. There will be a lot of streams coming up now because we have a lot of news. First of all, as of an hour ago, the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship has started, so that's something. We'll be covering that every week. But also now we're going to do a Carcassonne with subscribers stream as usual. I'm probably streaming this with a delay. I didn't check the settings, but it should be with about a minute delay. So please do send me the challenges and I'll get to them in due course. But in the meantime, a couple of other pieces of news. Next week we're going to do a viewer games analysis stream. Of course, the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship streams are happening. So let's just go through the groups real quick. So in the first, there are going to be 32 teams in the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship. So it's actually more than last year. We're going to have a lot of interesting matches. The first group, Slovakia, Japan, Romania, Netherlands, Czech Republic, Mexico, Germany, Guatemala. And actually, I'm just not going to name them. Well, Latvia, my team, is in the second group, and we're playing against Hungary on Wednesday, so obviously I won't be I might be streaming that if I am not playing. So obviously I can't reveal the information about who exactly is going to be on the lineup. But in the unlikely event I'm playing this myself, I will probably not be streaming that one. Group C, as you see, a couple of not new teams. No, Malaysia's not new, but Italy's coming back. Brazil has a completely revamped team, and Group D, we have Peru, finally, which is great. And probably somewhere we have Guatemala, but I think I might have missed them. But they should be there somewhere. Yeah, there we go. They are in the first group. Well, anyway, just wanted to share you that. But as usual, before starting a game and as the challenges pile up, I'm going to show you a bit of a fun game and actually a fragment thereof. In the first instance, hi Melvin, hi Vika, hi Brokisak, hi Helga. The second piece of big news, by the way, is that we've reached over 500 subscribers, which is great and kind of even more than I expected at some point. So let's keep this up. Please do subscribe if you watch this content more than once. I do appreciate your support. It does help us out, and hopefully the broader Carcassonne community as well in many ways. There will be a special announcement regarding the 500 subscribers as well on Tuesday, so do stay tuned for that. There is going to be another giveaway, this time completely different than the one we had for 300 subscribers. It will involve some sort of game, and one in which everybody can participate, not just those who are good at playing Carcassonne. So this is a bit of a fun game, an arena game that I played against the Polish player with the screen name Zbrojlo. But it doesn't matter. We're just gonna look at the ending of the game. And this one's called The Carcassonne Player's Dream, sort of, kind of. So in this case, I do have a commanding advantage, so possibly the moves won't matter that much, but it's like a little mini puzzle. So as you see, yellow here, we control quite a big field, and then another field, and then this field with two meeples. Red is threatening a city, which is not that great for us. And here at the bottom, I was forced to place the second 1-point meeple just to prevent my opponent from completing a city. And there's still a quadruple city tile left. And for a variety of reasons, here, with this curve, I played this move. Now, what this does, it restricts my opponent's city, but it also does something else, which we will see from a couple of moves from now. So my opponent is trying to attack the field with his last meeple. It's not quite going to work because I have too many farms in my field. I block it just in case anyway, and now they try to connect to my field differently, but it doesn't matter because that's still not going to work. And then I get to complete my city as well, which is rather nice. But it all doesn't matter. It's all about one move that you will see happening. Okay, and now finally, that's the one. My opponent gets the quadruple city tile, and the only legal place on the board where you can put it is over here, right in this hole, to help me and to equalize the city. So my opponent is forced to equalize this mini battle, in which I have 2 points, and my opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points. So they're forced to make a move that gives me 7 points. And of course, they put the tile here. And yeah, and the other moves sort of don't matter. We kind of win the game. But I just wanted to share this because, like, the forced quadruple city tile is very often called every Carcassonne player's dream. And, like, ideally what you want to do so that with that move, when your opponent is forced to place this tile, the city would be completed and then you would be not equalizing it, but actually taking it over. But you know, I've played thousands of games, and very often this force CCCC motif is kind of there, but it doesn't actually happen. So this is the one game where I actually finally was able to force my opponent to place this quadruple city tile, something that typically happens only in puzzles. And this was possible because of this move that restricts the city over here with the curve. So, my opponent had just no legal place on the board to place this tile besides the one place that helps me. So I just wanted to share that a little bit. Those of you who play chess will be familiar with the term Zugzwang or Zugzwang. And that's kind of a Carcassonne equivalent of that. Alrighty. So, do send me challenges. Okay, so Helga H is the one who sent me the challenge first. Oh, yeah, thank you for choosing the slow time control. I will have time to explain my moves as well. And then the others, you can already send your challenges whilst I play this game. That way we'll be able to keep things running smoothly. So many players have said that this new interface that Board Game Arena has is kind of not ideal. So sometimes you just don't see when a player joins, especially when you do a rematch. But let's see here. Oh, let's go. We're starting. Right, game 1 against Helga H from Sweden. And here we are in second position. Losing 4 points, but that's okay. We are continuing with the pretty much only correct and correct continuation. That's one that starts a new city and doesn't give back to my opponent too much. Yeah, I appreciate you muting the stream. That certainly helps. Otherwise, it will be probably impossible to win. Actually, the 2022 Mindsport Olympiads champion Nick Bastille and myself played a couple of games of an interesting Carcassonne variation where you get to see your opponent's tile on the next move and get to adjust your decision based on that. And also these Carcassonne variants, it's something that we might try sometime. Here I'm actually torn This is probably still not ideal because I'm kind of breaking my city a little bit. However, at the start of the game, this move doesn't bother my opponent that much. I'm going to place over here only because I have many, many cards still available for me to sort of disrupt the city with tempo. But now, for example, what green can do is just go here and be very, very happy with continuing their city. And I will need to do some work to probably equalize that. Now, I can't go here. I can't go here. It's very weak block. Ideally, I want to start a new city, but it's just, there's not going to be a good location to do that. And yeah, we're just going to have to go here. And, well, that's unfortunate because our opponent gets a fantastic monastery tile, and they may be tempted to place it over here for 6 points, but the best move is to place it here for 5 points with control. Okay, that's good, so we get at least something from this situation. I think it was slightly better to harass me here. I'm tempted to do something like this, but giving your opponent a shielded tile is just so bad. Again, I still don't have good moves, unfortunately. I don't want to play something like this, but I sort of have to just because there's no good place to place this tile. And the reason why I didn't want to do this is because my opponent can still re-attack this city. But now, well, I think I have to go here first just to prevent my opponent from scoring big over here. Ideally, of course, as yellow, I want to be taking this 3-point road instead of this 2-point road. But it has a lot of other benefits. So, for example, if my opponent is to draw one of the 3 remaining triangle cities with a road, they can place it over here, save their city, and get a 4-point road. That would be unacceptable, pretty much. So now I have a pretty obvious move. I get to continue my city and save it from attack at the same time. They get to continue their city, which, of course, I don't like, but hey, what you gonna do? I do think they should do that, actually, not so much for the sake of taking the city, but for the sake of taking the 4-point road. That's kind of bad. That's why I don't like blocking moves at the start of the game because they just don't work. It's not like that I don't like them, it's just they objectively don't work very well. Interesting decision here. I could equalize this road, which is probably a good move. But then I'm robbing myself of an attacking platform a little bit. I could do this and then actually... You know what? I think I'm actually going to do this, because this road can still loop upstairs and get 6 points via this road end. And I want to put some pressure over here, because now my opponent doesn't really have a comfortable way of finishing this city. If they place a city cap, then this square becomes frozen. If they place a road, then sort of this square becomes frozen anyway, because yeah, it's just kind of tangles up them quite a bit. And I think it's okay to drop a farmer already, just because of stuff like this that can happen. It looks like it's only worth 3 points, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different cities already. Now again, another interesting moment. So ideally I want to be doing something like this, kind of paralyzing them a little bit. Not with that tile. Or I want to be starting another city. But this city over here, even though it's sort of safe, it has so many points that we need to cash in on that immediately. There's still quite a few tiles that can disrupt this city. Yeah, they're preparing to finish their city. They're indirectly continuing the road. I really have only one move. I have to sort of go over here, prevent my opponent from equalizing the farm, trying to put some pressure on this square. Now, probably what they will end up doing is going here and trying to connect these two cities, which, of course, I'd love to see. But this is probably the best move for them as well. Yeah, that's good, that's good. And this changes our plans. Of course, now I have a tempo move, which is real nice. I get to equalize their road and put some pressure on this square. Now, they are still more likely than not to complete this city. But it's okay. The one thing that they're getting in addition to completing the city is the fact that they are devaluing my farmer a little bit because they're merging these two cities. So as a result, this farmer will be worth not 15, but 12 points. But however, that doesn't matter that much because this farm will nevertheless be worth fighting for. Well, what do we notice here? We're definitely behind as a result of these two monasteries and my opponent's imminently completed cities. So we have a few good questions to answer. So the first question is it worth to be spending a move on this? And if we do spend a move on this, do we turn it like that or like that? So first of all, let's say if we could just do something like this and start a ring road. Or we could go here and threaten a block here. Continuing my road is a little bit weak. And ideally we want to reserve moves like this for straight lines, right? But taking away tiles from my opponent is not a bad idea at all. If I were to go somewhere here, it has to be pretty good actually, because my opponent cannot block. You know what? I think I need to do this first. And then, if I can already start attacking over here. So I do get one of the tiles that my opponent needs, so ideally I want to be putting it over here. Now I don't have a good move really. I can do something like this. It's kind of weak, starting a new city like that. Probably it's best to go here and simply start a new city whenever I get a city tile. My opponent could do that instead as well. But the best move for them is to go here and start a new city, because not only they will be starting a new city, they will be setting up a farmer for themselves, and they will be also blocking this square. Oh, this is easily a mistake, fortunately. So my opponent spares me a little bit. I mean, I get the idea, but in all likelihood, I will get this 8 versus 2 mini battle. So now I get to sort of block the city with tempo. I'm getting 1 point. Yeah, that's true. I mean, my opponent can go here. That's fine. And actually, now they should defend and drop a farmer, because this connection becomes unblockable. But it's okay, it's okay. So now we have a monastery, which we have to use. Here, I don't want to go because actually this square is sort of vulnerable from this side because 3 starting tiles have been out. And I want my monastery to have a monastery spot next to it. This is also okay, this is okay. But I think the strongest move is to actually go here and meeple this monastery. Well, that's unfortunate, but the idea here is that I do get this extra point from my opponent completing the city, and had they not drawn this tile, I would have been able to continue blocking this with tempo. It's kind of... well, now I'll have to get a comeback. I don't know how. I have no idea how. But let's start by going here, because we need to be super efficient. I don't think we want to be finishing our road just yet. And then let's see what they do. We will want to be dropping a second farmer quite soon, actually. By quite soon, I mean possibly on the very next move. They could go somewhere here, maybe. Okay, they're starting a new city. That's interesting. At the same time, they're sort of disrupting my road, which I understand, so I cannot play this any longer. However, what I can do is maybe something like this. Or something like this. I kind of want to do it in such a way that sort of kills different connection spots. I want to be... Yeah, I probably want to go here. And the one way how we can come back into this game is we definitely want to be winning the field, but with +1 farmer only. Because we cannot afford any inefficiencies. Yeah, so they go here. So now we do not need to connect this farmer. Now, I could do this, but it's not ideal because it does this. I could do this actually as well. I think it's okay to spend some moves with fewer meeples just for the sake of that sweet efficiency. And the idea here is that I could kind of loop this road over here and finish it like this somehow. I hope that green here goes here and wastes a move. The reason why it would be a waste is because this square is still alive, so they should be waiting for this first. Oh, that's a good move, unfortunately. I don't like seeing this. Not only are they connecting to the field, but they're also threatening my monastery. Well, I think I have to go here now without a meeple and just try to keep my opponent without meeples for as long as I possibly can. Now they will be connecting here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We also should be doing child tracking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could go here, but I think this is the better move. So then I still have 6 straight lines where I get to have a meeple back, and that's quite fortunate. Ideally, also here we want to be blocking as well, but we only can do so much. This square is actually not that sensitive. Whatever my opponent does, there will be a way to put something there. Also, if I get some more straight line, I get to drop a third farmer. So I think we're doing fine for now. I would need to finish this monastery, so I hope that my opponent does something passive, maybe kind of starts blocking my monastery, which of course would not be the best move. Or maybe they just go here, which is actually a decent move. They complete the connection, which is probably fine. Unfortunately, I need to do something like this. There are still 4 tiles that fit into the square, but we could block them in the future. And even if we don't, it will delay the moment when my opponent gets a meeple back. Which our plan for this game is to get a meeple back first, and then drop a farmer here, and then drop a farmer here. Not with this tile, of course. We need to have at least 1 meeple in hand. Tile tracking wise, we should notice that this is the last tile with 2 city caps like this. This is the last city splitter. Unfortunately, my opponent gets the tile before me. This is rather annoying. It is what it is. There's only 1 city cap remaining. Now I have a very uncomfortable decision here. Well, actually, no, I think it's okay. I think I get to go here. Ideally, of course, I want to be going here. Then why not do that, actually? I think I can go here. Wait. If I go here, I sort of eliminate 1 field connection for myself. However, there's another one over here anyway. If I were to go here, though, I do keep this field connection live, and I can do it with tempo. So I think I need to do this and take the risk. The risk here is from the fact that this square is sort of kind of blockable, right? Yeah, my opponent gets the thing, but ideally we do get the 4 points here. And then we really need a straight line. There's 6 of those remaining, and they're not coming. Okay, there's 5 of those remaining. Change off. Plans. If we get a triangle city, we probably should spend a little bit of time on blocking. Hi, No Wonders. Hi, Glavier. Okay, you need to start giving me tips because it's a difficult game, okay? I'm down on points and down in the field. And we're patiently waiting for a straight line. It's okay. I do not have a good idea what to do with this tile, though. Something like this could be strong, actually. But then it also sets up a blocking platform of tempo. The one good thing... Wait, this could be strong as well. No, this is weak. The reason why this is strong, actually, is because I'm setting up 3 points next to my monastery. And I'm putting a city cap in a decent position. Okay. Not quite the thing that we're hoping for, but it's okay. So this is one of the tiles that my opponent needed. Of course, we're not going to put it there. That's... okay, so here green decides to gamble. The reason being, whoever is first to get these 50%, like, get this tile, gets 6 points. I don't know why they would do that because they're so much ahead. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I mean, of course, I'm not going to get my meeple back. I'd rather get this. The problem here is that I still do... I cannot do this, though. That would be blocking myself. But I think I have to do something ugly like this. Unfortunately, yeah, I'm sort of forced to leave an empty city cap because I really need the one meeple to score stuff. They will take the 4 points. That will make my monastery slightly safer because there are fewer squares to attack. I think I can do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad, actually. I don't think I can do this. Yeah, I think I will need to wait for one of those tiles because originally I wanted to do something like this, right? But there's only one curve remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have to do something like this, I guess. Yeah. So green wins the coin flip where they had the 45% chance, drawing... I think the 4th straight line in a row, but that's okay. We just need to complete the block. Just because it's necessary. Okay, so that's actually quite pleasant to see. So they are scoring 3 points instead of 2 points. But they are helping my monastery, and there are some scenarios how I can get back into this game. So this is one of them, actually. There's still 3 straight lines, right? And there's still 2 of those. So I need to get 2 out of 5, which is like... around the 76%, 75% chance or something like this. Possibly more. But the problem is I can't... Or can I actually? Maybe it's not such a big deal. Do I just threaten... Because I'm behind on points a lot, right? So I need to score. And one of the ways to do that is to go somewhere here, perhaps. Even though this place is sort of, well, it's quite a bit blockable. But no, I think I still have to do this just to set up this road. And now green draws the 5th straight line in a row, which we need here. which also means that we need to increasingly gamble. So I think I'm not gonna clean off the city cap. I'd actually rather go here and try to threaten this field connection. So we do get the straight road, but the thing is probably too late at this point, as I've stayed with meeples without meeples a little bit too long. I'll probably take the 4 points. I think I'll go here, then drop a farmer, and then try to drop another farmer. But even if I take over the field, this probably could not be enough. We should be doing some tile tracking, so there is still one more splitter left, actually. And what else do we have in terms of city caps? One dagger tile that fits here, which we absolutely need to get, otherwise we're completely screwed. Now I also see another field connection like this. Okay, so let's just get a meeple back. And then let's find a place where we can drop a farmer. Interesting, actually, this field is still tied. And if they don't get the one remaining curve... Yeah, pretty good. Actually, good move. I might actually drop a farmer here anyway. Like, what do I care at this point? And also, I think this will still be a good move, because there are just so many road tiles remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's one big tile. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 triangles. So that's 3 blocking tiles, but there are also many road tiles. Okay, so let me think about how actually we can win this game. We have 2 minutes on the clock. Okay, so minus 39, 8, 7, minus 32, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, minus 40. So let's say 8 plus 2 minus. Okay. 40, you say, yeah? $34. So we need to amass fields for 34 points. And actually, this could be doable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 24, 9, 10. Okay, so I think we first of all do this. Perfect. Then we draw the field connection. Then they could drop a farmer here. I don't know. That sounds completely legit, actually. And then we would need to drop a farmer here to take this over. There are no monasteries remaining. Yeah, city tiles. There are more and more city tiles. It's kind of a bit of a problem. Or we could drop the farmer here first and here later. Because also there will be a back-to-back connection through a road and a road with a triangle. Yeah, so they do place the meeple here preemptively. So we'll be able to equalize that farm, which is fine. But then the question still, how do we win? How do we win? It's a good question whether we drop a farmer here right now. I think I see something, actually. I think I need to do this first, because we'll be able to take over this farm later. Yeah, so the thing that I'm seeing, right, because there's still 2 straight lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's 1 straight line. That's a problem. That's a really big problem. So I will be only able to use it in one place. So actually that was a misstep. The idea was that I could... No, it's kind of still works, though. No, it still works. It still works. Okay, check this out. So I can take over this big thing if I get this thingy. and the triple crossroads. Gonna put it like that and like this. Then everything here merges. And all I need to hope is just my opponent doesn't see this. But I think I need to do something like this, because then the tiles are a triple crossroads, another triple crossroads, this thingy, and this thingy. So this is actually completely unblockable. So let me just go here first. Okay, don't find the move. Don't find it. Don't find it. Yeah, they should probably go here. That was... Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay. Well, there's only so much we can do here. We just need to wait for a straight line. This is completely unblockable. We don't need to worry about that. I probably missed 3 points because of this, but the idea was, you see, I wanted to get this thing and then this thing and connect this like this. So this game was actually still live. Now I simply have a 33% chance to equalize, but this will not be enough. Again, there's a straight line, there's a crossroads, and there's a triple city with a road. And it kind of really doesn't matter what I do in this situation. All I have to do is hope that my opponent gets a crossroads. That's pretty much it. Maybe I should have turned this the other way. I don't know. Or just place this here. Well, okay, this is the strongest move actually in this situation. My opponent wins the coin flip. And just to rub it in, my opponent also wins the coin flip for the last tile, so that I don't even get the 3 extra points from here. So I don't know. I did the... Actually, I don't feel too bad about this game, because I felt like I managed to solve the end game with... There was a win condition. The game was absolutely still live by the end, because there was a scenario how all these guys merge. Also, this was a fight I'm quite happy with, because it looks super risky, but it's actually completely unblockable. Okay, so my opponent's going to have a... they're going to have a crossroads. Where are they going to put it? I don't know, probably doesn't matter that much. And the main idea was that the connections were all live all the time. Like the game was all live. So it looked like I wasn't doing much, but a big part of this game was just simply waiting for this meeple back. An argument could have been made that I could have extracted the meeple earlier, but like with 6 straight road remaining, it was really... I ended up getting only one of those 6 straight roads. So that's something that didn't really work out necessarily. That said, Green played well. Except for 2 moments. I think this was a mistake, because they did end up getting in a losing mini battle. And this here, also setting up this coin flip, I think for them was completely unnecessary, because no, they were so much ahead. They actually created a coin flip for 6 points, which was a 12-point swing. They did end up getting those 12 points, but they did end up getting those 6 points, but was, I think, too dangerous for them. This city was very nice. The idea to merge them worked out pretty well, and it was quite hard to block the city. And I think the main lesson how we can learn from this game is that blocking at the start of the game typically doesn't work. So I used this quadruple tile in this city because I probably had to. Adding it to my own city was too much disruptive, but it was a deceptive impression that the city was somehow broken, because you can still draw this at any tile and then the city's suddenly live again, and this did end up being the game decisive feature. Let's look at field points. Field points 33, right? So The game difference ended up being 32. So actually, with taking over the fields, I think we did have that win condition. Well, anyway, hopefully it was interesting for some of you. Let's see our next challenge, and also let's see what you're saying in the chat. Meeple on the field with your monastery down left. I didn't have meeples for that at that point. Because if you drop your last meeple, you typically lose very quickly. Right, next challenge. Oh, wait. Yeah, wait. I think I need to create this one. What is this? Do try make pronounceable screen names. Actually, yeah, let me create this one because I forgot that you don't have premium, I think. Okay. Nope. Nope, not this one. Oh. Yeah, I forgot that you can't send me a challenge. We'll figure it out in a second. Do you know what I'm trying to do? SHJKD, SHJKD. That's what I'm trying to do. Alrighty. Yeah, do feel free to drop me the next challenge. They won't disappear whilst we're playing. Alright, good luck. To me. No, to you too. Because the game has to be interesting, right? We don't want it to be too imbalanced. But I start with a 6-point city, so that's nice. Getting an advantage. And getting some city tiles. And red cannot re-attack them. Well, so far, both sides are playing this perfectly. That's as much as I can say. Okay, nice. We get to start blocking. But red, of course, is looking to snatch the city. Ooh. They're now preventing me from completing the city. I probably need to start controlling this road meeple. However, there's some scenarios how this road meeple could end up controlling me, but these are all positive scenarios because let's say if this square gets blocked and here's a triangle over here, then I have 2 meeples versus 1 and helps to get the tile. We drop a farmer, we have a huge advantage. And nothing that red could have done here, actually. Although I think this was a misstep because this move helps me more than it helps them. On the other hand, there wasn't really a good place to place this tile. So you can understand them. And here we should probably continue with the blocking, actually. Well, sharing this road is appealing, but when we can get an opponent's meeple, it should be rather helpful. There is a reason why I turned this in particular way, so this actually just gives me a higher probability of blocking this. But that's a very smart move by red here, because now, even if this gets blocked, the city will develop and develop and develop, and if anything, there's very little incentive now to block this. We should probably take care of the block eventually, just so that we don't get a big dodo, using the Mexican Carcassonne terminology. Dodo meaning a massive completed city. Red is going for the aggression and greed. Very good for them. We get to complete the block, but, and you know, maybe red doesn't feel particularly good about that, but actually this block doesn't do that much, because this city is very nice and open, and especially if my opponent gets like a triple city tile, she can put it over here, and then another triple city tile over here, and there's a world where she builds up her monastery whilst building up her city. That's an interesting situation here. So as red, yeah, I do not dislike this move. If anything, like playing this but with the meeple, it's not bad at all. So I could go here, start blocking attack, but this is just so much better. You see what happens when you try blocking in the opening. It just doesn't work in the long term. Well, it sometimes works, but okay, we could do this. Actually, is not the best idea, but I think taking care of my own stuff is more important. So now red might be tempted to go here, but I think it is not the best move. The best move is to place this tile over here, meeple a city, then finish it, drop a farmer, something like this. Red is actually doing perfectly fine here. I mean, I do have the advantage because of these completed cities, but this block meeple is really no big deal, and she has the monasteries, and she also found the second best move, I think. It's a good move, but turning it the other way was probably better. Okay, now check this out. I could go here, but I think a better move is to go here. But what I have to do in addition is to meeple a 1-point road, because I'm threatening to take this road away from my opponent. And this is exactly what will happen. This is a fantastic tile for my opponent, and she actually used it wisely. So now this is a 6-point ruin, and she's really waiting for this triple city tile. So she's playing well. Which is a problem. We don't want that to happen. Interesting dilemma here. So I do want to kind of attack this road. On the other hand, the city building's a bit awkward, but that's okay. This road's pretty nice, and we get to finish a city. And by starting the second city next to my opponent's city, we actually are protecting our city in a way. Although there are some scenarios how these two meeple get blocked, but it doesn't happen very often, given that 3 triple city tiles have already been out. We get quite fortunate here in the timing of this tile, because there are only 2 straight roads remaining, and we got one of the 3 straight roads remaining over here, so there are 2 straight roads remaining after this move. And also the thing, I have a massive lead now. Maybe like red is thinking that she's not playing this very well, but she actually is. Like, sometimes just against these cities, there's like nothing what she could have done. Actually, a farmer here would have been nice, because I think the way red comes back into this game is she finishes her monasteries, drops some farmers, maybe blocks my cities, because here I'm going to be blocking those cities. Yeah, because you see, had red dropped a farmer here, she could have possibly dropped another farmer over here and then tried to take over this farm of 2 meeples and then somehow close off this field. Whereas now, yeah, that's good. But at some point, you got to start meepling fields. I can't go here, can't go here. I think I need to do something like this, maybe? Yeah. So normally you want to complete these cities with triangles, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's only 5 of those remaining, so I'd rather complete the city caps and just use a triangle over here. I think That's a decent move. Red probably should be starting a monastery. So actually, this was definitely a misstep here by Red. I think Red should have started the city not in a way that restricts her monastery, but next to her monastery over here or over here. She could have already had this meeple over here, and then she would have been right back into this game. But now it looks that what I'm going to do is with my temper meeple majority, I'm going to clinch this field here. Actually, I understand this move from Red. She's trying to attack the city, and, you know, that's good because the city is pretty important. But I think I can just live with this. I'm going to drop another farmer. This field's big enough to mandate 2 meeples. She's probably going to block me, but there still would be 2 tiles remaining. And even if I don't get to complete the city, I think I should be winning just because of these meeples. So I can go here, actually. That would be a pretty decent move. But I think first I want to do something like this. And just to be an unpleasant thorn in my opponent's city. Because when Red finishes the city, she won't be able to drop a farmer. And if she goes here, then this square becomes slightly awkward. If she finishes the city over here, then this square becomes vulnerable. If she goes here first, then this and this square become vulnerable. So actually, it is quite hard for Red to get all of her meeples back. Hi Raf, did you know the WTCOC World Team Carcassonne Online Championship draw happened today? Yes, I did. We actually talked about it briefly. So I will be finishing this city. The question is, do we drop another farmer? Normally, building a field with 3 farms is a mistake, but 5 of the monasteries are already out, and it's not like we need meeples for a lot of things. So I think, actually, yeah, let's just kind of clinch the game. Simply because there will be no other big sources of points. That's a good move for her. That was actually super patient from Red, waiting the right tile to complete her monasteries in the most efficient ways possible. That's great Carcassonne here. I could go here, but I think a stronger move is to go here. I'm setting up some sinister things. I'm starting a ring road. And then as I complete my ring road, I'll create a blocking platform on the city. And also I'm dropping a city cap in 2 fields simultaneously. There's still 1 starting tile with which I can score a whopping 10 points with 1 move. 4 points for the city, 3 points for this farmer, 3 points for this farmer. These 2 fields are not connected yet. There are some scenarios how I can simply block off this connection, or my opponent will be forced to spend a move connecting these 2 farms. This is a mistake. This is definitely a mistake. This is just waste of a meeple. This move would be okay without a meeple, but the city was not really valuable. And when Red places the tile here, the city is so unlikely to get completed that it's just not worth the meeple investment. I think a better move, given that Red was behind, was to simply place this tile over here. If anything, that's kind of the dream tile for Red, to place it over here, and then you get to complete this ruin super efficiently. And now Red's pretty much has to wait for the triangle, but there's only 2 triangles remaining, and Red can use triangles elsewhere. So I think that's a big misstep over here. But that's also, I see similar mistakes from like higher ranked players, from experts as well, is that you see your opponent's feature and you just attack without thinking how many points you're taking. But really, it's a 2-point city, so this move equalizes 2 points with your opponent. That's what it does. And even that, it will take 2 tiles to do. So Red is now trying to fight for the farm, which is understandable, but it's a little bit too late. I mean, she still has to do that, but there was a chance to drop a farmer here. This stuff is time sensitive. I mean, there is a way how Red actually comes back into this game. So let's say if she draws a Curve drops a farmer here, connects like this, at the same time blocks this city. By the way, it's a block that she will need to take care of, right? Because I still have those 2 tiles at 75%. Also, it's an important thing, you gotta like complete those blocks. Now, of course, I think many of you see the move for me is to go here and to accomplish several things. Block this monastery meeple. Take away high point scoring opportunity. Does that work grammatically? A high point scoring opportunity, a lucrative point scoring opportunity for my opponent, because if she gets a road monastery, she can put it over here, or let's say if she gets regular monastery first, she can put it over here, then the road monastery for 9 points gets a meeple back, then maybe finishes the 4-point road, drops another farmer over here, connects through a curve, all kinds of things that can happen. But now it is absolutely worth sacrificing the 1 point that we're giving away to our opponent to just block off this stuff. Now, this field connection is of course still live. She will be able to go here, but that's why we preemptively dropped this guy, because now we will be able to reconnect. And again, even though we were starting sort of building this field inefficiently with 3 meeples, it's still worth it just so that we can clinch the game with those extra meeples. High small long. In the meantime, do feel free to drop me more challenges. And of course, to meeple the like button and all that good stuff. So now my opponent completes the connection. But it cost her a meeple and 2 tiles to equalize a 2-point city. She could have placed this tile over here and over here. She could have gotten 3 points instead of 2 and a meeple back. So that's probably the mistake of the game right there, even though this move looks quite innocent. I'll just be dropping stuff in my field. I don't really have good moves here. And finally, I do get my 75%er, which should take care of the game. I mean, red is rightfully, smartly cleaning off city caps, although cleaning off this one would be a little bit better. But now I get the thing, and that's it. So probably what red could have done here is just placed a couple of road tiles up top, tried to completely block off this city. And I think when players learn about blocking, they very often make the mistakes of just doing partial blocks and leaving them alone. When you're blocking, especially when you're blocking an essential feature, you gotta like bring that stuff to the end. Otherwise, you're just delaying the inevitable, or in this case, the 75% inevitable. This is actually a really good move. Not only does it score 2 points, it opens up field connection opportunities. But I think that now the only thing I have to do is simply drop some more farmers, actually. Whoops. And take some more points. So the best move for red is to go here and score 4 points. Not to go here and score 4 points, because that would eliminate the field connection. There is a world where red gets this tile, scores 2 points, and then places a road like this and connects through the 1 remaining city cap. So that's actually why red now found the better move. Now, do we just drop 1 more farmer, actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe that's correct. I could also block this But there's still one more city cap left, so I don't think I'm going to do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know what? I'm just going to keep scoring points. Points, points, points. It's not always a bad idea to score points. There are scenarios how red can still take over this field for me. But at this point, I have two possible kind of win paths. One is to clinch the field, and the other one is to just score points in such a way that I'm not threatened in case my opponent does take over the field. The field is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 24 points. So if she scores this, she's at -3. Well, she does have 2 -3s actually, so I think maybe that was too greedy from me. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just complete the connection here. That's a very good move here, because not only does it drop a farmer, it also sets up a field connection. Yeah, good move, getting a meeple back. Now we should also get a meeple back. We'll be able to connect these bits a little bit later, possibly, in all likelihood. Although I do feel like my technique is a little bit sloppy, maybe dropping a 3rd farmer, like a 4th farmer would have been best. On the other hand, there's still many spots where that red can use. I think the best move for red is to actually go over here, add 2 points to her city, and drop a farmer at the same time. I think that would be actually really strong. What we will need to do eventually is to connect over here. Yeah, so red did not find the strongest move, even though this move is understandable, but red should be dropping more farmers. It is not enough for her to equalize the field. She must win the field outright. This move would be too greedy just to bring this little farmer in. I think it is better to simply close off the field. It's worth a lot of points. A lot of points. And here, finally, now we're going to try to do like proper technique. So instead of taking the greedy 4 points over here, I'm going to place this over here, make sure that the fields do get connected. I have a 3 meeple majority. It's very difficult to attack. Or actually, is that the best thing, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12, 20. So I am at +6 and the field. The field part should not be discounted. But maybe if I just take 2 points here, I'm, let's say, +10 in the field. Let's say if red takes over this, because there's still a world where she does that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, no. No. There's still a T-shaped crossroads. T-shaped crossroads over here. I don't know what I get. Maybe one of those. Then I can't block. She gets the curve that she needs. Connect here, then connects this. But if I go here, she can only equalize. Well, actually, no, she can win as well. It's a good question. I think I just go here. I can still block if I want. The rationale behind that move is that I do not want to connect all the fields into a big field. The idea being, if red takes over this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18-point field, I still have this 15-point field on the right. Yeah, so red does complete the connection with extra value with these 2 points, but it could be too little too late. Now I get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the penultimate curve, but it is enough to block off this field connection completely. There are 0 tiles that fit into this square. Of course, this had to happen just before red connected. The best move for red is probably to score 7 points over here and then try to drop a farmer on the next move somehow. But she needs to try something really radical. But I think what red really needed to do is just start dropping farmers earlier. Do let me know in the chat who is playing the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship, and if you are, what do you think about the group that you're in? What do you think about the group draw? And who do you expect to win? She drops a farmer. Great move, great move. She has to try that. She might equalize the field, but all we have to do is just to close off the opportunities. We don't need to get fancy there. She can probably just continue her city, which actually is becoming quite valuable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13 points. It's not a bad city at all. It's a worthy investment of a meeple, which is why I said like blocking the city was not a big deal at all. She's going to end up with 21 points on board. So it almost looks that equalizing this field will be almost enough. But there's this other piece. Yeah, good move, good move. I just get to continue chomping. 4 points, 4 points, 2 points, 2 points. Sorry, that was a horrible chomping sound. Okay, 1 triple city remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Triple city and triangle. What can red do? She needs to find something. There is still how we're doing for daggers, not too well. So there's actually still, there are 2 more tiles that left here. No, only one curve that she has to hope for. But maybe there's a world how she can bring 2 meeples in. It looks crazy, but check this out. Let's say if she takes this tile, place it like this, places a farmer on the outside over here, then hopes that I have exactly the tile that I have, then takes the 1 remaining triangle with the road and places it like this, and then takes a regular curve and places it like this, and then wins this 18-point field with 2 meeples versus 1. Here, of course, we need to do like this, because there were still 2 tiles remaining that fit here. I forgot about the straight line, so there we go, there we go. Yeah, of course, this is correct. And now we need to do this and meeple this 1-point road simply because we can afford it. She does get the curve, so the thing would not have worked. Yeah, she just should take the 5-point road. But great farmer. That was a good effort. This was also a very good effort. She kind of got unlucky here that she could not connect. But I think even with this connection, it would not have been enough, especially after I have equalized the city. Oh, that's a bit of a misstep here. I gotta take the 5-point road instead of the 4-point road. But that's okay. Actually, well played for real. Nice ruin, nice monastery build up. It's just Probably towards the middle of the game, you were a little bit too slow in the fields, and that was the decisive feature of the game. And when you start to block, you're gonna finish the block as well. Otherwise, these ended up, you know, sort of 2 wasted moves. Yeah, good game, and well done with the farmers. That was a really, really nice effort there. So we do win this one with around plus 40 and get the 2 rating points. Here, getting rating points of my viewers. That doesn't feel right. Well, anyway, you're welcome to take away some rating points away from me, whoever challenges me next. And since I see it's going to take you a little bit of time, I will use this minute or so to fix the fact that I have run out of hot liquids to consume, which are essential because I gotta keep talking. Right, I'm mute myself for a while and we'll be back in like a minute or so. Alrighty, we should be back, I think. I do have my hot water. Oh, okay, so you've watched the stream now. So Helga is saying, in our game, my 6-point straight road, remember that like loopy thing, was a gamble because I figured you needed that same tile in other places as well. Still was probably unnecessary though. Yeah, that makes sense, that makes sense. But the thing is, like, there's still 4 of those, and the chance that I get 2 out of 4 is 69%. So I am still a favorite to get these 6 points and then some. Yeah, and also kind of like once you ahead, you should be assuming that, you know, I get lucky and that I get all the roads, because the thing is, like, in that situation, these 6 points, when you got them, they don't like add too much to your win probability, because there, if I don't get any roads, let's say if I don't get the road first, well, then I just lose anyway, because I can't complete my road on which I already had the meeple. Whereas if I get many roads, I do get like much greater winning chances. already. So in the meantime, whilst the challenges will be piling up, I'm gonna start an arena game. I'm trying to be efficient, so we're gonna just watch me playing a random opponent. And also I have to play arena anyway. I just got a little bit hooked. You know, the end of the season is on the 13th, and it would be nice to... No, it's on the 10th. It would be nice to try for first, actually. And that's what we're gonna try to do. I will do my best not to play any arena games in the next season, because it's typically not too good for your Carcassonne. These are typically faster time controls. The rating difference between the opponents is usually too great to make the games instructive for either of the players, frankly. So we're playing here a Mexican player with a screen name Jay Chou, 92. Okay, I do have too many tabs open. So here, I've made this mistake before. This is not the move, surprisingly. I think actually a better move for a variety of reasons is to do this. Now, if this were a single city cap, the correct move is to go here. But when I place the tile here, there are many negative scenarios how my opponent gets a city cap here or reconnects to the city. So it's just not worth it. We're going to let them complete their city if they can, and just climb from a small disadvantage. Yeah, this is fine. This is fine. We're like -4 or whatever. Here. No, it's not good. Here it's not. I think this is just the move. Simply continuing my city. Many players are reluctant to play moves like this, but like 2 points are 2 points. Okay, this is definitely a mistake. Well, it's actually not that bad. I think the move is to go here and drop a farmer, because I'm annoying this at the same time. Yeah, I could have started a block as well. I figured I would do it later, but I've started another block, so maybe it's fine. I don't know. I feel like this move was annoying enough for them. Actually, maybe going here and dropping a farmer was a better move. So now I'm gonna go here with the idea of trying to finish my city, drop a second farmer, and at the same time attack their stuff. Ah, they are placing a farmer, which is probably a good idea, actually. So I'm gonna place a farmer too, even though I don't normally do that. And like, this is actually not such a great move that I played, because I'm continuing the same city, whereas it's better to start another city. But there weren't too many great places to do so. That's the problem. However, okay, that's interesting. They helped me. Huh. And they're not afraid of getting their meeples blocked. I could go here, but I won't. I think I'm gonna go here, because this is the better move. Protect my city indirectly. Of course they're gonna get their stuff. Then, now I'm not gonna be stupid. I'm not gonna go here. I'm gonna start another city. And also to clean off this bit. And also restrict their road somewhat. And also indirectly protect that city. Many goals that this move has. Even though my opponent places meeples in exceptionally risky places, they somehow have the meeple majority and the lead on the scoreboard. Not a great start for us. They start here. Big dilemma what to do. I could connect here, but it's actually not great. This is not an option. This is probably best. No, but I think, okay, let's now try to start blocking. Even though I could be wasting a move here. Well, not much we can do. Problem, I have to go here to prevent a re-attack and also to start blocking the square to at least preserve the mini-battle advantage. The good news is that we get one of the two tiles that my opponent needs. So now, actually, I think I'm going to go here. For several reasons. One, it adds a point to my monastery. Second, it threatens two things. I threaten either to take over the city or to finish the city, block the square, and drop a farmer. Red is just continuing to blatantly score points. Placing meeples in precarious places unapologetically. But it's still on us to try and find a path to win. We will need to complete this block, even though once there are only 50% remaining, it's kind of a bit less of a priority. Our position's not that bad. We're 2 triangles away from getting 10 more points. We're about to block this stuff unless our opponent does something special. So they decide to start another city in a precarious spot. Okay, we will continue the block. There is some vulnerability to this meeple, but it's actually a completely okay move. Well, now we have to do this. And that's something that I call a Sophie's Choice block. It's when the number of the tiles that my opponent needs exceeds... No, when the number of blocked squares exceeds the number of tiles that my opponent needs. So actually now I do not need to block these squares at all because there's only one tile that fits here, but there are 2 squares that require these tiles. So if my opponent gets the tile that they need, they will need to make a Sophie's choice, either to save this meeple or this meeple. This tile would have been great for me, because actually, if I get a triple city, this field meeple is entirely dead. And here, I think it's actually better to do this, because I can afford that. I still have a meeple, right? And if they want to continue, well, they have to do this. So now I'm not even going to bother finishing. I think I have to go here first and see if I can block this meeple successfully. And lo and behold, even though my opponent gets a meeple back and I will need to do some work to get this guy back, there are no starting tiles remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this move is a complete block. And it is absolutely worth spending these tiles. So now we know that if they do get the Sophie's Choice thing, then they're going to save this meeple and get 10 points and a meeple back. But we should be winning this, I think. Famous last words. 3 points first. And then let's see what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 triangles. So I think we don't touch the city at all. There's an exceptionally high chance of getting 2 out of 5. It's like, it's over 70 for sure. It's like close to 8. I think it's close to 80 actually. Let's try going here first. No farmer yet, because I don't want to lose value from tiles like this. Eventually, I will need to have a farmer to just take over this stuff. Also, I could drop a farmer here. Kind of try to connect through my opponent's city. That would be pretty cool. Well, that's a good move, actually, because they're threatening to block me. So if they were to draw this triangle, they could have placed it like this. And then this city would be completely dead. But of course, we're not going to do that. We're going to place it like this and be just one tile away from finishing a lucrative city. I'm most curious what they're going to do. They should probably start some sort of blocking attack. Okay, let's do some tile tracking. 4 curves. 6 straight lines. Well, last game, no, the 2 games before, my first game of the stream, having 6 straight lines didn't work out. That's a good move, actually. But we still got to be playing the numbers. So I think the correct move here is to meeple the monastery with my last meeple and just wait for some road tiles to free it up. Unfortunately, on the very first move, we start losing some value. But it's fine. Oh, actually, this is great, because now I get to place here. And then if my opponent starts blocking attack, I get to defend. So I think this is good. There are 2 different dagger tiles remaining. That's unfortunate, because I cannot defend. But I get to go here, which is good for a variety of reasons. Now my opponent gets to do this. They get to save their meeple. I get to save my meeple with 75% chance. It's actually pretty nice to have. And I could use one of those straight lines, you know? Because they're going to attack the field, and it's not good. There's still 5 of those remaining. There's still 3 curves. There are lots of road tiles. Of course, they are not counting tiles. They're thinking that they're saving. Now it's a good question. Because normally, we don't want to be making a move like this, right? We want to be waiting for a triangle. But there's only 1 triangle remaining. Well, there's 3 triangles remaining, but 2 of them are with the road, and we already need them over here. And the chances of drawing 2 out of 3 are around 50%, which is not that great, perhaps. On the other hand, if we do something like this, then we keep 3 high-impact tiles, right? So if we're going here, what we're essentially saying that we need 2 city caps. But how many city caps are there? So there is only 1 regular city cap. There are no dagger tiles at all. There are no starting tiles, no tiles with the crossroads, no splitters. There's 1 vertical splitter. So there are actually only 2 city caps remaining in the first place. So I think what we gotta do is just stay here and simply hope for one of the 3 remaining triangles that enable me to complete this stuff, and that's pretty much it. If my opponent's super savvy, they can drop a farmer somewhere here, like try to connect through my stuff. But of course, I think here we need to finish the city, and then we will need to drop some farmers at some point. But first, Meeple's back. Actually, I'm not sure about that. Maybe I need to drop a farmer first and then get a Meeple back. It's tough. It's really tough. Okay, so actually, let me think about this. I'm at minus 12, but plus 4 here, minus 8, plus 4 here, minus 4. 8 versus 1, plus 3. 8 versus 3 plus 8. So I could just go here and then get the meeple back later. Maybe that's the move. I think this might be the move here, because like this field is it's time sensitive. I think this is actually best. They're starting to block, which is fine. It's not fine, actually. They're one tile away from blocking this completely, but it's still a good farmer because it also takes away farming options from them. I have to go here because there's still one. If they block me here, I will still be able to use curves to get my meeple back. Told you. Okay, so this is now blocked, but it's okay. They were forced to spend tiles. Now I get a meeple back, and now I'm gonna threaten the field. I'm gonna threaten the field from this side if I get the tile. Because if I don't get the tile, I'm sort of screwed. I'm still ahead though. 3-3 again. 4-8, and then 8 versus 1, 7. So it's like I'm like 12 points ahead. So it's okay. It's okay. So now I care not so much about winning the field, but about my opponent not winning the field. That's great. They're not counting tiles, so they are just going out of their way to block a square that is already blocked. Oof. Now it's a big question here. It's super unfortunate that this field connection is open, but so is this. 12, and the field is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. A lot of points. Actually, I think the move for me is to go here. And then to hope get a meeple back. Yep, exactly. We'll let 2 curves for them. I forgot about this dagger tile, to be honest, so think I have to do this. They have to go here. But they don't. So at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. I get to block this square, which is nice. So it's entirely on them. They could have saved this connection. The reason I placed a meeple here was just for defensive reasons. I want to take away these high scoring opportunities. And also it just keeps my win condition flexible, because actually if my opponent gets the curve to complete, then if I get the triangle to complete this and there's still one more remaining, then I win anyway. That was the idea behind this. And now there are no field connections after my opponent drew this curve. So if they place over here, it doesn't matter what they do. It just completely does not matter. We do get a meeple back. They probably have to meeple the 6-point field. And I will get to breathe a sigh of relief. There were scenarios how we were losing this game. They do get the triangle, so they do win the coin flip. But it's okay. Because we have more stuff on the board. Alrighty. I'm probably going to do one more game today. I'd rather to play with my viewers than Arena, but Arena is also fine. So do drop me a challenge or a message if you wanna. But if not, I'm gonna do one more Arena. Let's see what the point difference is gonna be. $17 points So which means had they found the connection, they would have won by 1 point, but not necessarily, because had they had found the connection, I would have maybe like scored points elsewhere. I think it was alright. I think we played sort of okay. Some imprecisions perhaps, but it was alright. Alright, feel free to drop me challenges if you want to, but I'm gonna do one more arena. Actually, wait, let's just check the standings first. 11, that's kind of not that great. We did slip. Some climb to do, but if we get paired up with a couple of strong, or not strong, high-rated opponents, which is not always the same thing, then we get to take away their rating and possibly climb there faster. Still 2 days. It should be fine with some grinding. I don't have to go to work tomorrow, so you will be seeing me at the tables. And now we're playing somebody who's rated 1745, which is great, because that's a lot. We'll probably bump a few spots after this game, but let's not get complacent. Okay, this is not a great move, I think. It's restricting your city too much. But what we're going to do, we are going to clean off the roads. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. Indirectly continuing our road, but also threatening this city. There's a lot to be said for indirectly continuing your roads if you get benefit in another way. Check this out. Meeple vulnerable, vulnerable. And now we get to go here, equalize this meeple, at the same time threaten a lot of stuff. Including a block. So now I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna complete the block because this meeple still has a good chance to survive. And in the event it does get blocked, well, that was actually like extremely unfortunate, but it's okay. We'll deal with it. And it's okay to have this meeple blocked because it can grow, whereas this cannot. So now we'll be trying to do this. We'll be trying to block this meeple real hard. Okay, perfect. Look at this tile. So now there's only one tile that's left here, and then we'll be able to finish this. It's actually a good move for my opponent because they're closing down my city cap, but I get to save this meeple now. And I'm still putting pressure on this, but of course, instead of drawing the defense, they're drawing the 1 out of 50 tiles that fits them immediately, which is fine. Because we get a 7-point monastery. By the way, like, I'm not like complaining or anything. I'm just sometimes announcing good tiles draw in like a sort of sarcastic tone of voice. But it's mostly for content, really, because never complain about luck. That's the one thing I keep telling everybody. Also, pretty much, like, if you just have the mantra of never complaining, period, that's not a bad mindset to have either. But maybe I have some growth to do before I reach that level. Well, let's try this. Let's try this. This is not the worst idea, perhaps. Vulnerable, but not super vulnerable. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Yep, that's a bit unfortunate. I don't know. Maybe... Probably could have played better there. Well, we will end up blocking this meeple, I guess. The green one, we can curve it in there. So that's fine. I think, yeah, I got overly greedy with this. That was definitely a mistake. Really a mistake in hindsight. It's fine. We can recover. We have a monastery, that's why. There's one dagger tile remaining. Yeah, you know, the reason why I made this mistake is because I kind of didn't find a good way to score with this tile, so I just put it somewhere, but I shouldn't have done that. Okay, thanks for the mistake. Thanks for their free 4 points. We'll take it. This is the last starting tile, something to be noted, but we're still gonna, like, especially when you're down on meeples, you have to take every quick pointer you can get. Okay, that's fine. Now we're gonna try block this meeple. It looks like I'm endangering my road, but this is actually not true. There's no tile with which my opponent can endanger my road productively and at the same time save their meeple. So I have to do this. And then there's a lot of good tiles that we can draw. My opponent will be scoring 3 points somewhere, I guess. That's the best thing that we can do. We're really looking for another monastery, but first we have to do something like this, unfortunately, or this maybe. Maybe we can go here first. That's the wrong dagger. Yeah, no, this goes here first. We just essentially need to equalize this. Yeah, okay, so we could go here, setting up another monastery. Actually, I really like this move. It's completely unblockable. Or I could go here, simply start a new city, but it is kind of blockable. So I think this move is best. Even though it doesn't look like the most efficient use of a triangle tile. Yeah, my opponent does have the block, which is good for them. It's not a full block. I still have 2 tiles that fit here, so 75%er for the win. Their field is still small, which is pretty nice. I get to do something like this. That's not good. Well, okay, so at least we could try win another mini battle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 of those. So if we could try block off this meeple. See if that works. This actually was supposed to happen extremely rarely. That they get away with this guy and get my meeple blocked. But it is what it is. It happens extremely rarely. And again, like, even though they are getting a lot of tiles, this blocked meeple is probably on me anyway. Now the big question, do we put a meeple here or not? 1 dagger, 1 splitter, 1 vertical splitter. Actually, I don't think we do, really. I don't think we do. Well, there are 2 of those as well. So that's 4 city caps. 4 city caps. Dagger, 2 splitters. Okay, no. Dagger, 2 crossroads. 1 vertical splitter, 1 regular, 5 city caps. One of them needed here. No. We might do it later. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. We might have to do it later, but I don't feel like that's the best use of our meeples, though. We could do something like this, 1, 2, 3. Or something like this, perhaps? Or maybe something like this first. Whew. The idea is to block this meeple now and then to try to win with the meeple majority. Because we are ahead on the scoreboard. This is not to be discounted, right? 10, 12. And we're 12 points ahead on the board as well. Well, versus the field. He's gonna get this meeple back, probably. I could do this. There's still many tiles. I think this is slightly better, though. This one, I'm not sure. One thing I should have thought about is that my opponent will be getting a ton of tiles, just a ton of tiles. Okay, well, there are 4 city caps, but I probably can't go here now. That's the problem. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have to do this. As ugly as it is. I get to equalize, which is okay. But we need to now think about how we're going to win this. Okay, my opponent puts 2 meeples in a 15-point field. I don't know if that's good or not. Possibly that's not bad. But let me think this about 12 points, 8 points, 11, 16... Again, 4, 4, 6, 8. 18 minus 10. I'm at -7, but I have a meeple. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to kind of wait until the last moment and then decide on my win condition. I think the move is here. We want to try and do something with this road. Something nasty. Ooh, a farmer goes here. That's unpleasant. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, actually, I should have thought about that move myself. But it's okay. He gets to... Oh, of course he's going to win the flip here. That's fine. No, it's absolutely not fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Well, we kind of have to go for this, right? It's a big thing. It's a big feature. Taking simply a meeple off is a bit weak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm kind of looking forward that I can snatch this field with 1 meeple with the last tile that fits here. That would be my win condition here. But I'm not going to lie. This monastery here makes it just so hard. So unbelievably hard. Okay, so no time for this. We got to get our meeple back first. Our opponent's going to get a meeple back too, probably. That's some exceptional greed, but okay. Maybe I could have shown that greed. Again, 12 plus 6 plus 10, 14, 20, 14. If anything, if I probably equalize here, I actually might just win. But let's see. Let's see what happens. I just need my opponent like not to win flips like this again. Yeah, these 3 points were huge. Um, hmm. +1. One curve, one curve. Yeah, I don't really see anything. Can I just get somehow 2 meeples onto the field? Probably not. I think I have to just go here. Or maybe I go here to take away city cap from my opponent. I guess that's the move. Yeah, it has to be the move, actually. They do the thing. Okay, okay, okay. Now we just get to take... Yeah, we'll come close, unfortunately. But it's not gonna be quite it. So if they know the tiles that should block, they should go over here. And it was important to neutralize the city cap and to waste road for that. Oh, so they do count tiles for once. That is a bit unfortunate. Because then what are the remaining tiles, actually? There's this thing that we used to need. Which also was actually... It was actually like extremely unlikely for us not to get this connection. Because, well, there were multiple suitable tiles. Yeah, we'll just have to do something like this, I guess. Yeah, and then just to rub it in, they scored 2 points instead of 4. Saying that they can win anyway. Well, we're going to score 5. But that's not going to be enough, I'm afraid. But actually, with this city, let me just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and let's say 13, 14, 15, 13, 14 more points. Would have that been enough or not? Possibly. I didn't feel like I played this one exceptionally bad or anything. It does, yeah, like this road meeple was probably precarious, but at the same time we did solve this issue over here. Yeah, and it ends up actually being, I say, only -12. And like any one of those conditions would have been the win. So this connection to the city, the win. I think there were 3 tiles remaining at the time of our connection attempt. And then the block, of course, came much later. At the one time when our opponent did come tiles. Then this monastery flip, again, also 18-point swing. Either that would have been enough. I don't know. It does feel like it was not such a bad game. Maybe at the start, I could have killed off these meeples maybe somehow more aggressively, but because this move connecting to my opponent's city, I think it was alright, because there were like a lot of threats here. He did end up getting the splitter and this block, and then I don't know. Do let me know in the chat what you think about this game and whether it was winnable. But yeah, all that means I'm gonna have to do a bit more grinding. Okay, so now we have a challenge from a viewer finally. Only Denver got a lot of rating points now. Quite a strong player. Very good at finding blocks. You know, there are players who like block a lot and it looks stupid, but he manages to do it quite effectively, which I rather like. I haven't checked the chat in a while. Yeah, do let me know what you think about that last game. Okay, here we just continue the road. We have a bit of an advantage. Actually, that's not true. Our opponent has a bit of an advantage. Well, no, we do. We have like a 2-point advantage roughly because if our road is longer. Okay, yeah, that's a decent move, but of course we have an automatic move on over here, adding 1 point to our road, starting a new city. Our opponent gets a fantastic tile, but here, of course, we get to do something like what? This? This is slightly better. There are several reasons, but one of them is because I get to start a loop like this, and at the same time create a blocking platform. And also, my opponents will not be able to take 2 points at the same time blocking this meeple. So there are a lot of like small consideration like this. So red here should never be continuing this city because it makes it too susceptible to attack. And they're acting wisely and they're taking a new city in order to get more points. I get a fantastic tile. The question is, do I put the monastery here, pre-building a road, which is nice? Do I put the monastery here, having another monastery spot and a road end next to it, which is also nice? I think this is slightly better. Well, at the same time, if I place the monastery here, my opponent can place straight road and attack both the monastery and this at the same time. This will continue. And then there will be more vulnerability here. On the other hand, here, if my opponent gets like a triple city, he can put it over here, restrict this, then place a tile here, and create a blocking threat with tempo. It looks like it's a really marginal difference. Let me think about this. You should do let me know in the chat which monastery spot you think is best. I really want to... Okay, I need some more factors to make this decision. I need to try and make some calculations and view some scenarios. Straight line. They're curves, straight lines. I think this one's slightly better, actually. And the reasons for that are road tiles, essentially, because I do have a lot of good tiles with which I can claim this road. That was the idea. And if my opponent is willing to spend a tile to break my monastery to 75%, that's completely fine. Because they're making this square vulnerable, they're making, you know, they're delaying the build-up of this meeple, and all kinds of good things are happening. So you see, and instead they're going here, which is an okay move, but now I get to do this, and it's huge. It's a 5-point move, and I get to save my stuff, so it's just fantastic. So yeah, the decision here was mainly to had to do something with the availability of road tiles, and also I had thought about the fact that my opponent needs triangles elsewhere, except I thought they'd be continuing here. Now I do get 9 points with one tile essentially, because with the other tiles I'm building the roads in the city, and now I have extra stuff, which is super nice. I could go here, which is a decent move. It does make my city a little bit more vulnerable. I think this is better. Starting a block and then doing all kinds of interesting things. Another interesting decision. So we're 3 points ahead. Doing this is not bad. But I think going here, trying to create some threats is actually a good move. Because first of all, there are some scenarios where these cities are simply they just simply close. But secondly, my opponent still has splitters, and if my opponent gets a splitter, he places it over here, scores 6 points. That's a good move. That's a really good move. My opponent's threatening a curve, and there's nothing I can do about this. So I think all I just have to do is create threats. Now I'm creating a threat to complete a city. But red is, of course, they will proceed with the block, as they should. But it's fine. We still have a lot of things that we can do. We have threats, which are not as lucrative anymore, actually, not as scary. Well, we should do something like this. Simply for the sake of points. We are ahead in points. That is not to be discounted. My opponent is... I do not like this move for red at all. They're just getting extremely greedy. They want to finish their city and block my stuff. But there's still 6 tiles that fit here. In addition to 2 splitters where I can sort of bail out. So a safer move is just to equalize. But let's see what happens. On the other hand, if I do get the connection, they can reconnect to the city, so I understand them from that perspective. Okay, but let's go here first. Harass this little piece of city a little bit. They could start to ring road over here. That's actually quite a strong move. They could start some sort of blocking over here. Napalm is asking, hi, can I try to challenge you? Yeah, sure. Yeah, you can. Do you have premium? If you do, you can just do this. If not, I'll send you the invite after this. Vika is asking, any upcoming speedrun episodes? Yes. Actually, I have not decided. Maybe I'm going to make a poll. The next episode is pretty long. So I'm figuring, do you prefer more shorter episodes or fewer longer episodes? Helga saying, unfortunate draws for Alexey means more interesting content. Well, I do appreciate your benefiting from that, okay? Okay. Oh, Helga saying I'd go for the upper monastery because longer pre-build road. Okay, good to know. Great minds feel alike. Great minds think alike. And I do get quite fortunate with this, but it's entirely on red. Red had the chance to equalize, and now that, well, of course, now they're kind of forced to go here. But they got quite fortunate, because, like, if they get a monastery or something, they can't block, and then I finish the city, and I just win outright. So there was always the scenario that could happen. I feel like this move was unnecessarily greedy, and so is this. Only Denver. Wow, you're just really playing with fire here. And also, why are you trying to block? Like, I'm actually okay with the city being blocked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 points. It's like a field. And 16, I don't know. And now I have 3 outs to basically finish the city. So I'm going to go here. And then my opponents will be forced to do more and more chasing. So this block was great, but I think here red is trying to block too much. Even if these blocks were successful, this city is still going to be a lot of points. Even if, I don't know, I still have 3 outs, by the way, 2 splitters and 1 triangle. But as soon as I place the city cap here, 88% of the game are basically already over. So now I'm going to do the blocking. Let's see what you're going to do about that, huh? Well, it didn't help me much. Now the question is, fantastic tile, monastery, where does it go? Here, not great because both monasteries with the road have been out. Here, not great because this square becomes vulnerable. Here, not great because it's too far away from the action. So the answer is here. And the reason why here, I think, is, wait, am I missing something? No, I am not. Is the best square. First of all, it is tied for being the highest scoring square on the board. Second, it is pre-building a 3-point road in a rather safe place next to my monastery. And third, it is controlling the attacking square for my opponent's city. So if I get a straight line or anything, literally anything that fits in this square, I get to make a dual purpose move. Both either attack or block my city and at the same time build up my monastery. So this actually, I think that a move like this is not that easy to find. And it is the strongest monastery move, I believe. And you see what happens now. Red is forced to spend good tiles on continuing to blocking this stuff. And also, will I defend? No, of course not. Because even if red successfully blocks this, there will still be 2 more tiles that fit here. And with this city, I don't care so much about finishing it. I care more about preserving the points. Because that's what's going to give me the game. Okay, we're going to start by scoring 3 points over here. Then we really need something over here. Predicaments. What do you do as red? Do you finish your city or do you start blocking my stuff? And even if you start blocking my stuff, there's still 2 tiles that fit here. So I don't know. Of course, given the tile that I have in hand, I prefer that red just finish their city. But that's it. 88% of the game over. And that was entirely preventable. You could say that like it's lucky that I got it on the next turn, but no, still. This city is entirely on red. Many chances to... 1 chance to connect to it, equalize. Another chance to connect to it, equalize. And the thing is, I think red blocking the city was a strategic mistake. Because red was... Well, it was an equal game, but red was ahead 1 meeple. So red didn't really need to create this imbalance. They could have just connected to the field and then enjoy their long-term meeple advantage, try to like create a big field or something. Now, of course, we're going to go here. The question is greed or no greed? How valuable is this 9-point field? I'm going to go with greed. Even though it looks unnecessary, there's actually a lot of places where I can drop my farmer. And there's another consideration. In a game like this, I should be prepared to lose the field, because that's the only way for red to come back into this game. And now I get to drop a farmer with tempo. We're not going to go here. We're not going to go here, but we're going to go here and drop farmer on this 3-point farm. And red will be forced to give me a meeple. And also, this kind of farm is nicely secluded. There's only 1 tile that fits here. So it's essentially separated from everything else, and that's kind of how you want to win strategically when you're ahead. I don't want the big farm. Red can have the big farm. I just need a bunch of small ones, like 6 points over here, 3 points over here, something like this, something like that. So then this is like the perfect tile. Of course, it was quite fortunate that we got this tile just one turn before red got dropped. Yeah, that's a good move. Dropping another farmer, that's the big question here. Do I want to do something like this? I kind of don't. I really don't. I could do something like this, actually. But I don't want to be dropping more city caps in my opponent's field. That's the problem. Well, I will have to drop a couple of farmers, though. That's inevitable. I could go here as well. No, it's still dropping stuff in my opponent's... I'm missing a move here, guys. I'm missing a move. Try find something strong for me. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's spend one of those minutes. Candidate moves. Starting a new farm like this. It's actually pretty strong. A new city. It's pretty strong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 here. Lots of city caps here. It's pretty good. Here. This is all bad. This is okay-ish. With a farmer here. Actually, that's kind of alright. That's alright, I think. Farmer here. But I'm creating a monastery spot. I don't like this. This is bad. This is okay, though. This is not that good. This is okay. She's getting a meeple back. But then my opponent can get a triangle and continue this city. This is also fine. Okay, I think I'm just going to do this, though. And then try to... well, let's see. They should probably finish their city. Ideally, I want some sort of straight line here, actually, to just have a small 6-point field and then block everything off. This is a fantastic tile that my opponent got it now. Because you see, this is the last tile of its kind. 1, 2, 3. It's, yeah, the dagger that goes here, probably with a farmer. But now this means that this thing here is dead. So my opponent will not be able to eat up this 9-point meeple, which eventually will become a 9-point meeple. So I need to take off the 4 points. I need to kind of clean off this stuff. And then I will need to cover myself up from the other side. Now, of course, my opponent should be blocking me here, I think. But it's all right. It's all right. They will add me a point. They will restrict their own field. But they don't have a better move, really. I mean, what else can they do? Okay, this is a strategic mistake. Like, it's a huge mistake here by red. Because the thing is, red is behind. And red should be aware that I have tons of fieldless win conditions. And when you're behind, the way you want to come back into this game is you want to win the field, but by exactly one meeple. And I've dropped only one farmer, and my opponent has already dropped 3 farmers, which means that I will not drop a single farmer during the game. Of course, if you were playing against like a 500 rated player, or, you know, for many players from national teams, everybody would, like, yellow would here go crazy. Like, yellow would probably go like here, drop a farmer, and try to honestly fight. No. So this move, it's pretty much, I think, makes the game unwinnable for red. Because red will now have one meeple for a very, very long time. And I just don't see what red can do with this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do stuff like this. Start a new city. And the idea here is, yeah, of course, now my opponent blocks, which is fine. Then I'm going to finish the new city. Then next order of business is to go here, maybe. And the idea behind that is to simply block off this farmer completely. Now it's in a 3 versus 2 mini battle, and it's like super annoying for my opponent, because if my opponent were to complete this road, then they would get a meeple back, but they would give me 6 points and add only 2 points to themselves. So if they want to get a meeple back, that will cost them 4 points. And even though red actually probably had a way back into this game, it's through monasteries. 1 monastery spots, 2 monastery spots, but yeah, and the secret of red is pre-building those. But that's, I think, the game-losing move right there. Of course, we're placing the monastery here. As a result, our opponent will eat up our farmer, but it's okay, because we don't really care about that too much. What we care about is simply killing the monastery spots. I could actually just do this. Maybe I don't mind my monastery being blocked. Maybe it's actually not such a big deal. Because then I do get to preserve these 3 points. Maybe more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 2 more of those. Yeah, no, let's just save the meeple. It's fine. We are taking away some city caps from my opponent, which is nice. It's always nice to take away city caps from your opponent. And yeah, I do create this sort of unpleasant situation, is that if they are to win the coin flip, they can place a monastery over here, and then they equalize, but it's okay. Because again, all we need to do is just hold on. Yeah, that's a good move right there. So they will be trying to probably build up some points and block my meeple, or do something even more damaging. Oh, look at that. And they have only 1 meeple, so they sort of want to place this tile over here. They kind of have to, because there's 2 more remaining. But then they don't have a meeple in hand to score for these points. So that's why this is one of the main reasons why this meeple over here is so unfortunate. I'm just going to keep scoring points. Okay, this move is understandable. But then maybe it's a bit impatient. Because possibly they want to preserve these points, but they want to be eating up my meeple with this meeple. Now the question, do we go here or not? Maybe not, actually. How are we doing for starting tiles? There is 1 remaining. So we should go here instead, just to block the city. We care more about this city not getting completed. It doesn't matter that I don't get to share these points, because I just don't want to give my opponent a meeple, and I don't want to give my opponent 3 points from the city. Yeah, that's fine. I'm not even gonna bother defending this, actually. Well, first of all, because it's not possible. Oh, there are no tiles that fit here anymore. I'm just gonna place here and score 4 points, because I'm gonna, again, just use the fact that my opponent has overfarmed, bring my opponent into the field, and enjoy a nice advantage here. So look, again, my opponent's going to miss 4 points from not having a meeple. We're going to clean off a city cap, even without thinking. Now, they do what they have to do, but because they don't have a meeple, I'm going to pick this up immediately, not even thinking about it. So they lost already 12 points because of this move. Well, I mean, they still have to try. They still have to fight. And the move is here, right? To try and drop a city cap, try to finish something, try to make something happen. Yeah, good move, good move. I just need to do some counting. I should have done tracking. Okay, I remember that there are no starting tiles. There is, actually, one city cap with a crossroads. And simply for the sake of that, it is worth going here. So even though this move ended up working out, I think what Red had to do, Red just had to assume that I'm going to get unlucky and not get the city cap, but of course I will. Oh no, yeah, Red didn't have the luxury to do that. That was actually a great move. A necessary move. And I made a bad move. I didn't count. That was a really big mistake here for me, because I just sort of, okay, I knew I was winning the game. But I should have blocked this, of course. Well, no, I shouldn't. It's fine. Because, okay, my opponent got 8 points. And I got 1, so my opponent got +7. Alrighty. That interesting, actually, what Only Denver is saying. They're saying needed to block the city early. No. It doesn't work like this. It's not about blocking. It's because like blocking is super costly as well. Because in addition to me completing the city, what Red used a crossroad here. That's already 2 points. Red also kind of pre-built a ring road for me. That's already 3 points. And there was a lot of awkwardness in that block, even if a block had been successful. But even after I finished the city, like there was something that Red could have done, but this strategic mistake, I think, that just ruined the chances in the game. And now look at this. This will be probably the most annoying move now, and this is very often happens. Because now red will not have another move. I will give red a meeple back, and I will score the extra 6 points from the field. So it's just this kind of little cherry on top. Well, anyway, I hope this game was instructive for you, because I felt like the opening, the red actually played quite well, and we had this city here quite safe, and then they managed to block my road, and they managed to create the attacking spot. But then after they blocked one meeple, which was really good, they got married to the idea of blocking where actually the position demanded connecting to the city. And then after that, the game sort of played itself. Alrighty, well, thanks for the game. Hopefully that was interesting for you too. And what? Who's next? Next is Napalm Eye. I'm not sure if you have premium, so I'm just going to send the challenge to you directly. Playing lots of Latvian players today. I get the starting player advantage. This is fantastic. I'm already at +2. My opponent gets a monastery, but we're immediately gonna equalize. Here, by the way, if you have doubts, the correct move for red is to place the monastery over here, not over here, because over here the monastery is controlling the yellow road. It's quite annoying for yellow. Okay, so they do find it. I have to equalize immediately. There's no better move than this. They could probably connect to the road. Actually, that's quite a good move. Here, I have to go here. Now this is a bad move. The road is not worth that much, and I do not want to be building red monastery in the process. So I'd rather go here, and then if red connects, I can draw another curve and reconnect. I don't think this move mandates a meeple yet precisely because red can draw all kinds of things. And now I can also, do something nice over here perhaps. Okay, do we do this? No, I just think starting a city next to my monastery is okay. If red blocks, it is what it is. They'll probably connect, as they should. I have only one monastery spots, which is actually really nice for me because I have this thing. And I'm controlling red's monastery as well, so if they want to finish their monastery, I'm benefiting. In fact, yeah, my position is actually pretty good now. Of course, there's some sensitivity involving this meeple. Oh, that's actually pretty neat. They're trying to start a blocking attack, so this move is not going to work, which means that I have to go for this move instead. And now they're probably going to go here. Yeah, it's... like this. Wow. Wow, it's actually pretty good, yeah. Well, what do we do? There is quite a serious threat of me losing 2 meeples, so possibly sometimes a move like this is not bad because it sort of makes me... It does take away quite a lot of blocking tiles from my opponent. It does take away quite a lot of saving tiles either. Okay, so here are good things that this move does, right? It makes sure that if I take a straight line, then this square is unblockable. And then if they place anything here, they can't block it from this side, right? Yeah, it's actually not such a bad move, I think. On the other hand, it is a bit too passive, and I'm not eliminating the threat of blocking completely. That's quite interesting. On the other hand, I could just afford losing the meeples. Because let's say if I do something like this, maybe I can start a counter block or something. On the other hand... No, I do believe this is just correct, actually. Well, they do get their thing. Not much we could have done here, I think. Yeah, not much at all. And it's unfortunate that they get to block with a tile that prevents further growth, but it's fine. So I did create some blocking opportunities myself. This meeple is very likely to be lost as well. The question is this side or this side. I think this side's slightly better because then here, curve, curve, this meeple gets lost. So let's see what happens. By the way, like, don't panic when you lose two meeples like this. It did cost my opponent some time and energy, so. And my opponent's meeples are vulnerable as a result, so it is quite likely that I will be able to do something about this. Interesting continuation here. It kind of opens further blocking opportunities, but let's see. So of course I should be always continuing here. The only reason, by the way, I bothered to spend the move defending is because it really kind of took away a lot of tiles from my opponents. And if anything... And also there was like no other good square, productive square to place this tile. Okay, that's actually quite a good move. Still, what do we do? No, we should, like, now we can't really, because we don't have a lot of meeples. We don't have that many point scoring opportunities. We just be scoring points all the way. This is the way it should be. Now they're probably gonna go here. Yeah. And this means we can't block. We just have to take this. And then we hope to block this square, essentially. But that's actually very interesting, this sequence over here. Okay, this move, not sure if I like that, actually. No, it's fine. It's actually good. Starting a new city. So it makes me want to do this. But I think it's not such a bad idea to start some blocking myself. There's only two tiles that fit here. And adding a triangle to my city does not add that much value to it. Yep, that's a bit unfortunate. Now, I could do something like this, actually. I could just complete the block. On the other hand, maybe this is better. Because if I do this, my opponent can kind of get a triangle. So I think going here is better first. They should probably go here because this move is worth 3 points and this move is worth 3 points and extra benefits. But they prioritize this, which I'm super happy with because now I get more meeples to work with. And I really needed those. A 2-to-1 meeple advantage is a stronger meeple advantage than 3 versus 2. And if anything, I'm probably going to take this further, actually. I'm going to take 2 points here to have a shot at freeing up our joint meeple. So I have a fantastic monastery spot here. I'm not that worried about this block. I don't think I should go here. I think actually I should just complete the block here first. And then just hope to survive, essentially. If my opponent gets triangle, there's still splitters. Here, the best move for red is just to start a new city. This tile, it is not a blocking tile. It's just not. By the way, if you look at the meeple situation, it's actually not that bad. First of all, I'm kind of 2 points ahead on the scoreboard. Well, the scoreboard doesn't matter. We'll kind of see when it clears up, when the fate of this monastery decided, when the fate of this monastery decided, when the fate of these two cities is decided. So then we can really count the points. But the ones which are blocked, my opponent has 5 and I have 11. So it's not great. I essentially have 1 meeple blocked for 6 points. And that's 1 meeple for 6 points. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. It's kind of like a little field. This move I don't like, because my opponent did not need the meeples. They're giving me a city cap, and a city cap that both continues my monastery and attacks this. Yeah, I think they should just start a new city and then continue this with a straight line. That said, I do have 2 meeples. I think I need to connect to this road. There are 4 road ends already used up. Oh, they're probably going to block me now, and then I will be faced with a choice. The choice is interesting. Do I go here and score 5 points and restrict my opponent's city, or do I go here and leave myself the 75% for this meeple? Now, the upside with this move, it also sets up a lucrative monastery and it kind of saves this square. But I think for a variety of reasons, this is slightly better, just because these 75% contribute much more to my win probability. My opponent does get the monastery. It's okay. It is what it is. Though I do have some really nice scenarios where I get to put something here and at the same time restrict this. So it should be alright. It was a worthy investment of this tile to have the 75%. And one of the reasons why I did that is because I'm not going to get too many defense tiles. Like, actually not many of those exist. Okay, so I'm just going to be scoring 2 points here, because I need to connect to here first before I can do anything. My opponent gets a split, but it's fine. Because they're now... Well, the vulnerability of this square doesn't do that much, but we get this, which is fantastic. We get to equalize their city, we get to finish the road, and it's super cool. They get one of my tiles, of course. So now this 75% becomes 50%. But it was still worth doing. Again, it's all about win probability. Yeah, I did lose quite a bit of points, but it's fine. It's fine. That's just what we had to do. Now they're starting a new city, which is good. And here, I shouldn't connect to the city like this. I should go here because I get to finish the monastery and then equalize this city. So essentially, I'm keeping these 2 meeples tied up with just this 1 meeple. And if my opponent wants to re-attack, that's doable. But there are only 3 tiles remaining. There's 1 of each kind of triple city. There's a quadruple city. There's 1 triple city with a road. There's 1 triple city with a field. And it's not like that a lot. And also there's some very good scenarios. So let's say if I'm the first one to draw something like this, then I get to go here and try to block this completely. Or there's a world where I myself try to re-attack this. Actually, I quite like this. I don't want to go here though. Do I want to go here? That's a good question. Because it will put me at 1 meeple for a long time. Or do I just want to start a new city somewhere else? There's still 2 monasteries remaining, even though there's only 1 good monastery spot, 1 semi-decent monastery spot. Also, both monasteries are with the road, so we will be able to extract value with just road tiles. 6 triangles. Yeah, it's worth doing. Let's just keep our opponent busy. That's the idea here. Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's too soon. Too soon. It should have been tangled up there for longer. Now, the problem is I can't go here, really, because now this is sort of blockable. This becomes really sensitive. But I should be getting value from this move. I will be losing 4 tiles. That's bad. But I still have to start a new city. That's the problem. Maybe if I go here, that's good. I think that's good, actually. Starting a ring road is not great. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I get a road tile, I use them for blocking. Yeah, I think doing something like this is decent. Of course, my opponent gets the other tile that fits here, so 75% turned into 0%. Still does not make this move wrong. These moves here were quite good for my win probability. But let's see what my opponent does here. Probably he's going to start some sort of block. I might bail out and just separate us. If anything, I'm somehow ahead, actually. Like, I am 6 points ahead for the modest price of three meeples. My opponent starts to ring roads, which makes me think, I think we can keep this guy over here. And we can just score 4 points. Because then we could just block. Red gets a meeple back quite quickly. Fortunately, we get a quick point tile. And we have to use it. The question is like this? No. Like this is better. And we will be waiting for a triangle to get us into the game. As red, you should probably attack this city. It's quite juicy. There are scenarios how I'm going to block red completely, but actually if red puts this tile over here, I will have to block 2 squares, and that's kind of hard. Me starting this city over here possibly wasn't that great, because I'm creating a field as the person with the meeple minority, but the idea, if I were to get this tile, I would get to drop a farmer for 9 points immediately. Okay, well, we should start blocking with pretty much whatever tile we get. That's the only way for us to extract value from this. Do let me know what you think about some of my moves. The problem is that actually red is playing this pretty well. I didn't notice them doing anything. Like this blocking sequence here was actually really nice. They didn't use 2 valuable tiles. They started a city here. There were a couple of moments where they were like a little bit shy. I'm still not sure about this defense. I think it was fine overall. Okay, that's interesting. So they're saving this square. They're kind of planning to finish this city. So not only they want to win with humiliation. Okay. I have to take 2 points. Again, I need to take every point I can get. They take a city cab, they put it over here, they create a threat of completing the city, which is quite severe. Oh no, that's great because they start blocking attack, which is pretty good, but I get a triangle now, and if there is a way for me back into this game, this is it. Of course, they have to re-attack the city now, which is a problem for me, but now I get this, and of course, instead of re-attacking the city, I think I get to go here. And then my opponent has to make a Sophie's choice. There's only 1 tile remaining that fits into this square and this square. So I get to preserve at least this, and there's a 50% chance I get to preserve both of these, and then I'm suddenly ahead. So of course we make this move. And then I'll just do as much blocking as I could possibly fathom. I haven't been strong on tile tracking, which is not ideal. I really just want to draw the coin flip. One coin flip in this game, I can win. And then I don't have to think about these blocks. That would be huge. The triple city with the road tile, that would be huge. Okay, so again here, +6, and +7, +8, +7, +6, +4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually at +10 now. Of course, my opponent is likely to get a meeple back from here, and then will be quite an even game. A lot in this game depends on this tile. So I think if I get this tile, I win. If I don't get this tile, I maybe win. I would evaluate my kind of chances to win this game at around 60% maybe. Not more than that. Because there are some scenarios where I do get this tile and I still lose. Yeah, it's not easy, not easy. So red decides just to dump this tile. However, there were better moves. I think red could have gone here just to indirectly protect his stuff. Red could have gone here to indirectly protect his meeple. Well, we have to do this, right? There's still lots of straight lines, I think. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 2, but that's not nothing. So this would be an inexcusable mistake due to a large number of regular city caps. Well, 2. Actually, let me think about this. Okay, no rushing. Okay, I have 2 minutes. Tube extender. That's 1. One divider. The other kind of divider. 1 regular city cap. No daggers. No cities with a crossroads. Starting tile. Okay, starting tile, that's a problem. Choose straight lines. 1 curve. I'm 1 monastery with a road. The critical tile, the triple city. The quadruple city. And the regular triangle. Yeah, it's a good question. Well, we have to block. We'll have to go here. Quadruple tile. Ah, they get to go here. I didn't think about this. Well, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. Yeah, they should be going here. That's a problem. They do get to take advantage of the triangle as well. Now, I should be starting a new city, but I could just gamble and go here. But the question is how desperate I am. How desperate am I? I don't think I'm too desperate, though. How many city caps are there? 1, 1, 1, 3? Because, like, a move that I'm considering is just put here and leave this alone. But I think I'm not that desperate, though. I can just do this. It's safer. Oh, I get to win a coin flip. Finally. I do lose on 2 points, but it's okay, because I don't need to think about blocking anymore. Oof. Not knowing the tiles my opponent should go here because it takes away one blocking tile for me. It actually leaves only one block. Well, it leaves me 2 blocking tiles. It leaves my opponent 1 saving tile. It's a good move. Do we do this? That's the big question. So Red is saying that's GG, but it's not GG at all. It's not GG at all. They could get their thing. Also, they don't get to complain about the tile draws, okay? That's the one thing that I got. I don't know. Actually, the tile draws are fairly even. I mean, I didn't get my 75%, but that happens all the time. They could still win, though. Okay, this is the move. This is absolutely the move. The idea was that I can kind of block off this field. They have a couple of options. They could either meeple a field already. They could like meeple a monastery or something. They could take 2 points. Maybe taking 2 points and then meepling this field is the way to go for them. Because the thing is, they still had win paths if they get this meeple back soon. Or if I just don't get this meeple back. They could just draw all the city caps, right? That's not going to happen, fortunately, but they still had a way back into this game. Yeah, by the way, just the fact that Red has a rating of 297 doesn't say anything. They just are new to Board Game Arena, and they simply haven't played enough games on Board Game Arena, but they're actually quite a really strong player in person. As you may have seen with the initial blocking sequence. It's a good question what they should do. I think 2 points. I really think 2 points. And then hope for... Yeah, check this out. They can do something. 2 points. Then on the next move, let's say I draw a road and I can't do anything. Then they draw a triangle and they meeple this. Because not only are they meepling the field, they're indirectly completing the city. So then, I don't know, I draw another road and I can't do anything. Then they get 2 more points from here because there's still 1 more extender in the game. They go like this. And so they have more stuff. Yeah, that's good. 2 points. Well done, well done. Get my stuff. Get my stuff. Get my stuff. Yeah, but of course they get the extender first, so they kind of... Maybe they have to meeple this? No, they just have to place it here. I just don't see anything. Or maybe they can place it here, hoping that they get the triangle and then the field, something like this. That could work. Because there's also a regular city cap as well. I got quite fortunate in getting 2 city caps in a row. It's just really all about that timing. Helga's finding a poetic consolation for the trapped meeple. For the trapped monk, a lifetime of choir singing and study of holy books. That's a nice way to put it. Time. Yeah, it's still the best move. Not much what they can do. Here, yeah, it is just time. Take the field and that's it. And now let's check our tile tracking. So there should be one starting tile. Again, I'm just not counting, just remembering. And one curve. I'm correct. Check this out. Okay, at least it's something pleasant. So here's why this matters. I mean, I'm gonna win this game, but if this game were any closer, it would have mattered. I think many players would have gone here to sort of like block a 4-point city, but it's not really blocking. If anything, it's creating a 4 point. It's creating a 6-point field. Because again, I'm not going to recount the tiles. I'm just going to use tile tracking, see if I'm right or wrong. Just like memory from our previous discussions. I thought about the curve because the curve was one of the blocking tiles. And after that moment in the game, a curve never came. Also, I thought about the starting tile when recounting all the caps with 11 tiles to go. I actually did a tile count and then we didn't have to follow. Also, I remember that my opponent saved the square in case they get the starting tiles. And I don't remember the starting tile coming out of this. So the strongest move for me is to go here in case they do get the one curve. And so they will not be able to score at a 5-point road. I was right, by the way. These were the tiles. I wasn't recounting them, so I'm actually quite happy about that. They do get the 4 points. And luckily, we did not make the mistake of going here and just hoping that we're maybe blocking something. Well, okay, and we just get to go here and win this game. Actually, Red played this really well, I think. Yeah, they lost the game. Maybe they did make a couple of moves that I didn't quite agree with. Like this, they could have been quite efficient. But these were small mistakes. These were tactical. They didn't do anything strategically wrong, I think. And they made quite thoughtful moves in the end, trying to come back. This was a good indirect defense. This was a good city attack. Although, maybe from the other side would have been better, although it didn't matter. Yeah, well played. Again, 4 points. Come on, it wasn't GG then at all. If anything, I had to still draw a city cap to get a meeple back at some point at the very least. So, well, I'm quite happy with this one. Wasn't easy. I have been on stream for quite a long time, longer than usual. That's 3 hours. So unless somebody's super keen, we're going to wrap it up right here. But there will be a lot of stuff coming up. Giveaway announcements because of 500 subscribers in the WTCOC on Tuesday. On Sunday, game analysis stream, viewer game analysis stream. Next Sunday, another viewer game analysis stream because I got a lot of suggestions. So we're going to do 2 of those next month. Scheduled uploads, of course, as usual, some speedrun episodes included. And of course, at least once a week, and hopefully more often, there's going to be streams of the World Team Carcassonne Online Championship, where I, and very often a special guest, will be bringing you the action from the highest level online Carcassonne in the world right now. Yeah, thank you so much for joining. Hope you enjoyed this. Do try to remember to meeple the like button. It's important for the algorithm. Also makes me sort of feel good. That wouldn't help had a couple of rough losses today, so a pity like for that. And subscribe. That also matters. We're at over 500 now, but the more the merrier. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you soon.